outside direct parental control. It's difficult for parents to negotiate complex relationship in allowing children the freedom to develop and learn by mistakes. What we're finding is that technology has made it a lot easier to confine children to home. We have streamed through to our homes every day on the TV all of the risks that our children have to endure in their modern day life. It is very easy with the internet, with gaming, etc., to ask your children to entertain themselves rather than when I was a child, you're kicked out on a Saturday morning and found your own entertainment. What we're desperately trying to do with NewMate is to use technology to make parents feel more comfortable about allowing their children the freedom to go out and play. What the NewMate watch does is it gives the parents the tools to find their children if they need to do so. It's the world's smallest GPS-connected device that uses the cellular network to communicate the location of the child to the parent, either to their mobile phone or to any internet-connected PC. The unique aspect to NewMate is that the strap actually locks into the housing around the child's wrist. If at any time this watch is removed from the child, we actually send a priority distress message to the parent, notifying that the event has arisen with the child's location and also the time. 99% of the time it hasn't arisen through any form of sinister activity, and it's a useful tool for parents to actually explain to their children the risks that they've actually undertaken. In the worst case scenario that the child was actually abducted, we can give an alert to the parent within 3 minutes that that event has actually happened. And research in the States has identified that children who are abducted, in the first 3 hours, if they're found, there's an 80% chance of them being found well. So NewMate gives that added comfort to parents in the worst case scenario, but in normal everyday life, as you said earlier, children explore, children get lost. The innovation for this actually arose from my 8-year-old daughter going to the toilet one Sunday afternoon and deciding that it would be good to go and pat the pony in the field next to the restaurant. My wife and I ran around for the best part of an hour, desperately trying to find her, achieving absolutely nothing. And it just struck me at the time, if I had my phone, I could have just text, "Where are you?" to the watch, and we would have known that she was in the field next to us. The other functionality is you can set safe zones. You can set areas that you think it is safe for your children to go and play, a park, school. And if the child strays outside that area, again, we send a priority alert to the parents, notifying them of the fact that their child has strayed. So our passionate belief is that NewMate will assist parents in this complex relationship of letting children freedom to play so they can learn peer-to-peer interact and learn all the skills that we all need as adults in reading people's faces and actually learning by mistake.
Is that waterproof?
Yeah, this is IPX7, so it's submersible to a metre for 30 minutes. So children can swim in it. The strap is actually steel reinforced. So it's virtually impossible to cut it. The only way to remove it is to use the tool, insert it into the hole in the bracelet, and then release the strap.
By the way, you're all going to get an opportunity to question the panelists, so I want you to be thinking about what type of questions you'd like to get from, what type of answers you'd like to get from our panelists. But let's get to Christy, and I look at our two guests, Max and Steve, and they've both got amazingly brilliant products, long time in development, high quality. But there are lots of companies trying to get the dollars from the families out there, trying to get the eyeballs of people to say, just look at our product. What do you see on a daily basis, and where are the trends?
Okay, well, first I will have to say that I am a super gadget person, and I would happily welcome either of these products into my home, and that the next generation of your robot needs to pick up toys first for me as well.
Yeah, I like that, definitely.
I just want to reiterate that I am the family computing guide at about.com, and in my house is an absurd amount of technology. We have printers, we have 4 TiVos, TVs, laptops, computers. My son has a laptop, he's 4. My daughter would have one if she could. We've got, the Leapfrogs, the VTechs, we've got everything. And I personally, my BlackBerry as well carries me everywhere. And so what I'm seeing with parents and what I'm hearing about is parents are integrating the technology into their lives that is easy to use. So the smartphone replaces something in your life. It makes your life easier. It helps keep you organized so you're not carrying, your planner. Remember those big, thick planners? Oh, glad to be rid of those.
Yeah, Filofax. Oh my gosh, talk about a term from the 90s.
Seriously. Your cell phone allows you to share, and if you've got a phone that takes pictures, you're even happier. So what I'm starting to see is parents moving towards streamlining. They want products that work, that are streamlined, and just make their lives simpler.
Before we open the floor to questions, I have a few for the panelists myself, and I look at moms and dads, and they are among the most ardent consumers out there. You just made a great point. Every new purchase is meant, hopefully, to replace one or two other things so that we can consolidate. I mean, I don't know how many laptops I have in the house. It's ridiculous. But we also have sometimes both the BlackBerry and the cell phone because I'm paranoid and worried that one might not work. I mean, at some point, we all need to just consolidate in this world. But looking at the actual consumer electronics that are out there, Max, how tough was it for you to get this product to market, and what is the price point? Start with that, because it's not inexpensive.
It's not. No, it's $399, and it took about 4 years of work.
4 years.
It is a real revolution in robotic technology.
Now, how tough was it for you to try and convince people out there, buy this over, a basic vacuum cleaner?
Well, the thing is that, so I'm a husband, I have 2 kids, and, Saturdays I do have to, contribute, take the vacuum cleaner out and, help. But I know that I'm in a rush when I want to do it because I want to get done. I want to watch the game, etc. The robot is meticulous. It takes its time. Our robot has 100% floor coverage, goes around the perimeter of your rooms and goes inside and cleans, goes under the bed and the sofas and so on and so forth. Picks up the Cheerios and the Lucky Charms and the potato chips around the TV, and all that. And then eventually it goes back to its docking station. And even if you have a very large home, we wanted it to be smart enough to know that when it's running low on battery, it knows that it's not done. It goes back to its charger, does a fast charge for half an hour, and then goes back and continues where it left off. It will not stop until the entire floor is covered.
Steve, your product is a real necessity in this day and age, whereas perhaps Max's is a luxury, yours is a necessity, in my opinion. I mean, I'm in the news business. How many times do we need to see these horrific stories? And a product like yours is a classic insurance policy. But how do you convince parents to strap one of those on their kids when they're looking at paying whatever it is else that's out there? Private school is horrifically expensive. Everything else is. But this may be something where you say, I can't afford not to do it.
I think parenting is it's a process of compromise, and I think parents are very aware of the mistakes that they're making in confining their children to home. But it is the only solution they have. It's the only one that they can actually control. They can't control their outside environment. Consequently, they're putting their children in an environment that they know is safe. You can't go and buy a replacement child from Walmart. I mean, they are the most precious things we ever bring into the world. And I think the parents are desperate to let go, but they have to do it in steps. And I think they understand that there is a price for actually bringing children up. We talk about technology, and my daughter's got Xbox, she's got an iPhone, she's got a laptop, she's got absolutely everything. But actually, there are times where you have to defer some of the luxury purchases and actually concentrate on the things that are important. I mean, we all take insurance on our motor vehicles. Okay, it's a legal necessity. But the reality is, you're not only protecting yourself, you're protecting the people around you. And I think the thing with NewMate is that parents need to know it works. They need to have the security that if their child does go missing, they can find them. And I think that's obstacle number one. And that comes from credibility, it comes from marketing, it comes from retailers adopting the product. The price actually has been the least obstacle to getting adoption of the product into the market. But I think intuitively, parents know they need something to assist.
Sure. Christy, let's throw some skepticism in here. We're in the middle of coming out of a recession. Some people